Now, shoppers who use buy now, pay later loans will get new safeguards against unaffordable borrowing under rules outlined by the UK government. News that is a victory for Martin Lewis, who's long campaigned on the issue, and he joins us now. Good morning to you, Martin. And I know that the Chancellor rang you to talk about this, didn't she?
I was looking back yesterday at my notes. I first gave evidence about the explosive growth of buy now, pay later debt to the Treasury Committee in 2020, saying we need to not make the same mistake we did with payday loans, that when there's a new form of debt and it's growing, we need to regulate it sooner rather than later. We actually got draft regulations from the old government in February 2023, and then...
In recent years, buy now, pay later, BNPL, services like Klarna have become a dominant force in online shopping. With its signature baby pink logo often appearing at the bottom of checkout windows, Klarna, along with other BNPL providers such as Afterpay and ClearPay, has seamlessly integrated into the digital shopping experience at a time when retailers were seeking flexible payment solutions. From fashion powerhouses like ASOS and H&M to food delivery services such as Uber Eats and Just Eat, and even gas stations, over 330,000 merchants now accept Klarna. The ability to split payments into interest-free installments or delay them by 30 days has quickly become a standard feature in modern shopping. However, many industry insiders and self-proclaimed financial gurus raise concerns about the growing popularity of BNPL, particularly among the younger shopping demographic. Does BNPL actually encourage you to spend more than you originally intended? Do BNPL services make it too easy for young people to slip into debt without realizing it? Or do these schemes offer a sense of financial flexibility, especially during tight months? In this video, we dive deep into the realities of Klarna and its 85 million users worldwide.
76% of Gen Z, or those that were surveyed, find themselves in debt to BNPL products because
70%.
76.
That's a
it's like
big
3 and 4,
percent.
and it's once again, it's not even necessarily their fault. They just marketed it exceptionally well. It's not perceived as a debt.
Yeah.
There's a massive dissociation of what debt looks like. And it's also reinforced by an on-demand culture.
The use of buy now, pay later, BNPL finance soared during the COVID-19 pandemic, and according to a market review by the former interim head of the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, in the UK, found that BNPL usage nearly quadrupled, reaching £2.7 billion in 2020. Since its inception, BNPLs like Klarna have done well to target younger audiences, with 70% of its customers from Gen Z and millennials. Instagram, its main social platform, accounts for 75% of Klarna's social audience, enabling the company to engage with shoppers who prioritize convenience and instant gratification. Klarna offers several payment options, including the popular buy now, pay later, BNPL services. One option is pay in 30 days, which allows shoppers to pay for their purchases within 30 days. While interest-free, this is an unregulated credit agreement and comes with potential late fees. Another option is pay in 3 installments, where payments are split into 3 monthly installments. This, too, is an unregulated credit agreement subject to late fees. For higher-priced items, Klarna provides financing, which enables customers to spread payments over up to 36 months with added interest and fees. Lastly, the Klarna card works similarly to a credit card, but with added late fees. Ultimately, these are all credit products that offer convenience but come with financial risks. Are these just simple financial tools for people to use, or could they be a slippery slope into debt? The responses from users are mixed. Some feel that BNPL has made it easier to manage purchases by allowing them to spread payments and better budget for items. However, others argue that the drive for instant gratification is creating a generation that gains ownership before making payment, which can lead to unhealthy shopping habits if not carefully managed. Some are questioning whether BNPL is merely creating temptation traps for those who are financially inexperienced. For many young consumers, particularly Gen Z and millennials, BNPL services present a sense of financial flexibility. They allow them to enjoy retail therapy without the immediate guilt of spending large sums at once. The psychological appeal is powerful. Spreading payments over time creates an illusion of affordability, making shoppers feel less constrained by their budgets. This trigger-happy approach to spending can quickly spiral out of control. What starts with a dress for a special occasion can snowball into gym trainers, headphones, festival tickets, and more, all spread over multiple payment deadlines. Before long, consumers find themselves juggling various installments, struggling to balance their finances and living beyond their means. BNPL services have capitalized on a combination of clever marketing and consumer psychology. Their friendly, casual language and youthful branding create an image far removed from the stern, intimidating presence of traditional credit lenders. Even when payments are missed, notifications often come across as gentle nudges rather than alarming warnings, further reinforcing the idea that this form of borrowing is light-hearted and low risk. However, the reality is that BNPL schemes are not without consequences. While Klarna and its competitors may not charge interest, they do impose late fees and increasingly report missed payments to credit bureaus. According to Professor Alexandru Barbu, a lecturer at INSEAD and an expert in household finance, BNPL providers previously did not have to report to credit scoring agencies, but this is changing. Now, increasingly, they do, meaning that if you miss a payment, it will affect your access to other types of credit and your credit history, Barbu explains. Merchants, meanwhile, are incentivized to offer BNPL options as they encourage higher spending. As Barbu points out, the goal is simple. By lowering the upfront cost, consumers are more likely to add extra items to their basket, knowing they won't have to pay in full immediately. A t-shirt purchase might quickly escalate to include jeans, a handbag, and more, all bundled into staggered payments. But how do BNPL companies actually make money? In the case of Klarna, they generate revenue in different ways depending on the payment service used by shoppers. When a consumer makes a purchase using the pay in 30 days or pay in 3 installments options, Klarna earns a transaction fee from the retailer. However, if a consumer opts for financing, Klarna profits from a combination of retailer fees and, in some cases, interest charges applied to the consumer. The risk of hidden debt is very real when using apps like Klarna. While BNPL apps do offer tools to track upcoming payments, the ease of use can lull consumers into a false sense of control. Antonia Medlicott, CEO of Investing Insiders, warns that multiple installments could create financial strain, and missed payments can attract fees, resulting in spiraling debt. Small installments building up on multiple purchases can quickly start to snowball. Tom South, director at EPOS Now, highlights how BNPL schemes tap into psychological pricing strategies, making lower upfront payments irresistible to shoppers, especially during a cost of living crisis. Consumers feel less constrained by multiple payments, South says, which can, in turn, push them further into debt without immediate awareness of the financial risks. In February 2021, the government announced plans for the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, to regulate interest-free buy now, pay later (BNPL) agreements. However, the regulation has yet to be implemented. Once in place, it is expected to provide better consumer protection, more comprehensive affordability checks, and clearer advertising from BNPL providers. One potential change under the new regulations is that BNPL agreements could fall under Section 75 protection. This would ensure that purchases over £100 and up to £30,000 are protected in the event of issues, such as if an item doesn't arrive after purchase. Klarna and other BNPL providers have defended their services, emphasizing their structured repayment plans, in-app budgeting tools, and the ability to deactivate credit options to prevent overspending. However, critics argue that these features do little to address a larger issue, a lack of education on how BNPL debt can impact credit scores and financial stability. Professor Barbu views BNPL as a financial innovation that is here to stay, but stresses the need for better consumer education. The challenge now will be to understand how these technologies will be used and how some groups of people get exploited, he says. We need an educational campaign that will limit that. Ultimately, while BNPL services offer convenience and flexibility, their rapid rise and casual approach to credit have introduced new risks, ones that young consumers in particular may not fully grasp. Without proper financial literacy and clear regulation, many could find themselves unknowingly caught in a cycle of debt, learning the hard way that delayed payments are not the same as free money.